Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. So, my name is Jason DeSanto, and I'm the teacher for Law Advocacy and Public Persuasion, which is a set of classes we have here, which start in the fall and then go through right into the spring. And the goal of the courses is to make lawyers better public persuaders, public communicators. Basically, make them human beings that you can love. For some people, that's easier than others, and Marsheda is one of those people. We are so glad that you're here today. This is the culmination of the two courses, which is what we call a thought leadership talk, or a TED Talk, as they're often known now. And this is the final project that people do in the two courses. And we ask them to do something that's personal to them, that's impactful for them, and hopefully will allow them to connect with you in a powerful way. So this is an amazing turnout of people. I'm amazed, but I'm not surprised, given the person who's giving the speech. And so I want to introduce Marsheda Ewulomi. Come on down. And the name of this talk is The Power of Seeing.
I'm waiting for her to have a seat. It's okay for you to quit. I would be proud of you whether you were a dishwasher or the president of the United States. You are more important than any degree or job. I still relive the relief those words gave me. Those words my father gave to me. Sometimes our most liberating experiences occur in moments of captivity. Today, I'm here to speak with you about three things. One, my story and what led to my dad's words. Two, how my story is sadly our story. And three, what we can do to change this reality. So my story. I want you to close your eyes for a second. Close them. Close your eyes for a second and imagine you are standing in a crosswalk at a busy intersection like Michigan Ave in Chicago. There are droves of people coming and going. You hear sirens and footsteps, muffled conversations, and honking. The crosswalk is beeping. So you go to take a step to move. But you can't move. Your feet are heavy. You're fighting to move, and the more you fight, the deeper you sink into the concrete. You're at your ankles. You try to scream, but no sound comes out. You can't breathe now. You clutch your throat. You're fighting, moving, sinking deeper and deeper into the concrete. You wave your hand, hoping that someone will see you, stop, and save you. You feel the screams in your body, but still nothing. So you lift up your hand, you reach it out. This is it. And just when you've settled on your fate, someone connects. This hand pulls you up. It frees you. You can open your eyes now. What you've just experienced was how I felt my entire first semester of law school. I'm the oldest of four. I'm the daughter of a Nigerian immigrant, a South Sudanese refugee, and an African-American woman. I'm the first person in my family to go to law school. I was one of 3 Black students in my section. And of those 3, I was the only woman. So when I didn't understand something or when I got something wrong, it never felt like it was just my failure. I was either failing my family, my race, or my gender. And as you know, law school is law school, so I kind of messed up a lot, didn't understand a lot, and it felt like failure had become my new pastime. So much so that the pressure just felt so heavy that I wanted to evaporate. I wanted to pop like a bubble and cease to exist. Many of you pass the stairs in the atrium on your way in here. I used to fantasize about those stairs, specifically throwing myself down them. However, they're not that tall, as you know, and I couldn't be the chick who failed at committing suicide too, so I thought against it. And at some point, I realized that my new hopes and dreams and aspirations of evaporating or popping, or I don't know, hurling myself downstairs, I realized that it wasn't healthy and that it wasn't normal for me. My parents, my boyfriend, and at that time, all of my friends were in Michigan. And thankfully, they answered my calls. And in the process of my healing, my very, very African father said to me, "It's okay if you quit. I would be proud of you, whether you were a dishwasher or the President of the United States. You are more important than any degree or job." I share this story because I came to realize that the feeling of not being enough, of feeling like the world is caving in from every angle, is universal. I realized that my story is our story. This room is filled with leaders, innovators, overall overachievers. We all know what it feels like to meet that moment where too much is too much. That moment where you felt bent so far because of the world's isms, your own drive, and the expectations of those around you stretch you so far that you wonder if you're still whole again. Maybe you weren't suicidal. Maybe you were just stressed. But we all know what I'm talking about. When I spoke to my classmates, some who looked like me, many who didn't, this feeling, this brokenness, it wasn't foreign. The fact is that we here in this room, in this country, we're hurting. In 2015, suicide was the 10th leading cause of death in America. Major mood disorders like depression and bipolar disorder were the 3rd leading cause of hospitalization for adults and youth ages 18 to 44. Now, I do not profess to be a mental health professional or an expert, but I do know that we have the power to do something. So what can we do? First, it's okay if you're not okay. Realize that you are human and beautiful because you are flawed, fail, and get back up again. And second, and this is something that my parents did for me that I believe that we can do for every person we encounter in our lives. And that's, they earnestly asked me, "How are you?" And waited for the answer. When was the last time you asked that question and actually waited for the response? We get so busy that questions like, "How are you?" become meaningless. But what if we waited for the answer? What if we took advantage of the power that we have to see people? My dad saw me gasping, reaching for any thread of life that I could possibly have. And when he saw me, he relieved me because he answered my heart with his. So I task you this. When you leave this room today, ask at least one person that you know, "How are you?" Wait for the answer. Respond from the heart. This could be a smile, a hug, or even a kind word. Then, take it a step further and ask every single person you meet, and imagine what our world would look like if we went around truly seeing one another. Thank you.
All right. You want to say anything to your people?
Well, hi, people, because you are actually my people. Thank you so much for being here. This has meant a lot to me. You responded to my last-minute text messages, my extended Google Calendar invitation, and have been a part of this process since I've been here. And there was a part where I said, at the time, all of my friends were in Lansing or Michigan. And that was so true at that time. And I'm so thankful that I've been able to have the village that I have now. So I appreciate you. And I really do want to listen when I ask you, how are you? I do want to be there. I think that there's something very powerful about that. So I appreciate you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy days and lives to, give me a little bit of life. So I appreciate you.
And I want to thank you all for being here too. It means a lot. Everybody has things to do, but you made time to be here, and that is a very special thing. So thank you very much. Thank you.